Hey, thanks for joining us today at Joe's Quilting Studio. I'm Jessie and I'm still the host. Today we're going to talk about ironing our quilt blocks or ironing our units, depending what it is that you're going to make. There is a right way, there is a wrong way, and then there's everybody else's way. I'm not going to advocate any way. I am going to tell you the pitfalls of the ways and why you would want to avoid them. So secretly you do them my way, because I'm all about my way. Now we are going to use my favorite Panasonic iron, the one that I'm waiting for Joe to notice that I'm secretly going to take to my house because it's my favorite iron. And I also have some random quilt blocks here that somebody sewed up for me because I forgot to do my homework. So let's talk about it. So here we go. We have a quilt block, and we talked about this earlier. You want to go ahead and set your seam. So you're just going to put your iron right on your quilt block, press, and hold for just a second. That helps those threads just sink right in. Now, which way do you press it? You've always heard the theory, press to the dark side. That's actually where I like to press. I like to press to the dark side. So I'm just going to tease this open just like so. And I am going to press to the dark side. Now, you can just hold it here for just a second. And it's pressed, it's nice, it works great. This is my preferred way that I like to do things. But because I'm a long armer, I actually am always thinking when I'm making my units exactly how I'm going to quilt it. So right now you see a lot of people that are pressing their seams open. Right? So not only is that a little bit more of a hassle, because first I got to get in here and I've got to open this thing up, right? So once I've got it opened up, then I'm going to use my finger to open it up. And I get it. I get the theory behind this because it does cut down on bulk, right? You're equally distributing that fabric away. You're not having a fold over on it. But the downside of this is for two things. So number one, you will not be able to ever stitch this in the ditch because you're going to come and you are going to stitch right on those threads. That means that you're going to perforate what's actually holding your quilt together. You will lose all your structural integrity and your quilt is not going to last. It's not going to last very long and it will start coming apart. Okay, so it very much limits what you're going to do in the longevity of your quilt. So I get the pluses for it. It cuts down on that bulk. But if you just press your quilt block correctly the first time, then I mean, it's really not all that necessary unless you're putting together like 18 seams, and I'm really not going to make that kind of quilt. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to press this down and it's great. I'm happy. I love it. So I have pressed to the dark side. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But what happens when you're just not thinking about it and you press the other way? So you've got a whole bunch of these and you're pressing to the light, you're pressing to the light, you're pressing to the light. Let's go ahead and press this one to the light. And I want you to see what it does. So I'm just going to give it a press like this. Hold 1, 2, 3. And Alicia, I want you to zoom right in and look at this. This is what happens when you press to the light. You can see all of the threads behind it, and you can also see the darker fabric. So especially when you have a white fabric, a white on white fabric, a cream fabric, a solid, this becomes pretty see-through. Do you think you see how great your unit is? No, you are totally distracted by this tiny little blue teal that you see peeking underneath that. So there's different reasons to do different pressing techniques on your unit, but by far my go-to is pressing to the dark side, right? So again, I'm going to have my dark side up top. I'm going to press and hold and set that seam, and then I am going to tease it open like so. Hold this for just 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And I have a perfectly pressed unit. You do not see this. And I've got a little hump for stitching in the ditch. So just to recap, you have pressed to one side, preferably the dark side. When you press to the dark side, you're not going to see any of your weird thread fray or anything like that. Also, because we pressed over to the one side, I have not only my thread holding my unit together, but I've got the fabric holding the unit together. So there are 1, 2, 3 in that fold holding that together. It gives it a lot of good stability for longevity. My quilt's going to last quite a bit, and it also gives me a lot of options for when I'm quilting it. When you press your seam open like we did here, you take some of that away. So not only have you perforated some of those threads holding it together, but it's less stable. You can pull it apart and you can compromise those threads. You also took away some of your quilting options. Longevity, not so long. Now you know.